Whoops. Okay, here it is. I had to tear my desk apart yesterday because my credit card went missing. And now everything's all out of order. Anyway, thank you for your patience. Can I flip this? Now, usually this is a part of the stream where I would have chat on screen and where we would just talk a little bit and yada yada, but every time I would do that, my computer would completely freak out. So, since this is YouTube, and I'm gonna see if I can do this. I don't think I can. Window. Can I flip? How do you flip a window in OBS? Because the main difference between like Twitch and YouTube is Twitch you don't get like the live chat replay. Or well, I mean you do, but it's like kind of annoying. With YouTube you can get the live chat replay. So, in order for me to do this, I kind of want this page to look like I'm looking and talking at chat. But of course, my PNG is facing the wrong way because chat's usually on the right while I'm facing left. But I'm not sure how to switch any of that. Display settings, background, image mode, sharp, sprout, stream, hide, and Okay, well, I'll figure that out later. Where I'm facing the other direction. But in the meantime, hi, hello, how are you? Welcome to the stream. First 15-20 minutes or so, I spend just chatting, talking about what's up with me, behind the scenes, give everyone else in chat the opportunity to talk about what's going on with them. Sometimes I'll even do fandom news, but it looks like this week nothing new happened, at least in my circle of the internet. Personal news, my Warriors fan comic, The Path to Brighter Stars, is back from hiatus. I am posting pages on my DeviantArt, which is linked in the description, every Monday and Wednesday now. Last time I did it Tuesday and Thursdays, but I didn't have a set streaming schedule then. Now, comic pages will be Mondays and Wednesdays, streams will be Tuesdays, and if videos are posted, they will be posted on Thursday. And Friday's my free day, and the weekends I have off. Except Sunday evening, but that's when I usually spend that time to get the jump on the week's work. Other than that, I'm doing okay. For some reason, I've been fighting an on-off cold, and I don't know if it's allergies, but I swear to God, it only reacts when I need to do something. I know that sounds cap, but I swear to God, my allergies really kick up when I am doing chores, specifically house chores, but you can excuse the dust for that one, or when I need to stream or do any sort of recording. And it might be adrenaline based, but I do other things and it doesn't kick up, so excuse me if I sound nasally and randomly mute the mic to blow my nose, like right now. Pardon. So anyway, what's up with y'all? Anything new? The forecast said it was supposed to snow today at my place, but then we're like, oh yeah, here comes the snow clouds. And then, like, 2 snowflakes, and then it's done. It's like, damn it. I was supposed to, like, earlier it was sunny, it wasn't windy. Yesterday it was really windy. And I was just, okay. Well, today was supposed to be the first day I was going to let my kitten outside and let her play. But then it started snowing, so it was like, oh, well, we have to cut playtime short and bring her back in. And then now that I was like, all right, I'll just get to work, and then we'll do it tomorrow. Now, it's like, I'm back at work, and it's sunny, and there's no snow, and we're going to have a mostly sunny day that's partly clouded. Just fuck me and my bad luck, I guess. I think that's it for the news. We've done enough stalling, so we will get to it. Okay, here it is. Load. Come on, load. Drawing. There we go. Down, down. We'll file. Okay, here we go. So for today's stream, and probably for the next few months worth of streams, I'll be working on my Warriors comic because I want it done, and it's good practice. Usually when I do illustrations of any kind, I always start with the eye color of the characters. Nothing specific why, I just do it because. Alright, those are his eyes. Snowblaze isn't here. There's her. He's not here. He's 1, so we'll just do him. He's technically in 2. It's so funny how, for me, specifically yesterday was when I was really struggling with it. Like, I spent all day trying to work on this, air quote, easy project. I was literally struggling all day on it. But the second, like, I'm struggling all morning and all afternoon, like, hardly getting any work done. But then suddenly, when it's close to evening, boom, 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 getting shit done, rapid fire. Just, how is that my superpower? But no, that's the catch on my superpower. It's like, I am productive, but only at certain times of day, because anything else, I just can't get anything done. I don't know what it is either, so I can't explain it to you. But it's funny that the evening is when I'm the most productive and creative, because that's when I have to do all my chores, because that's when everyone else comes home from work and wants dinner and whatnot, so I'm just, how am I supposed to do this? Good times. Does anyone else have that problem? Or like you're most creative at the time of day when you need to do other things like cook dinner and wash dishes and feed the dogs? I guess that is one upside to living in your own place. You get to work on you get to have your own schedule. Mostly. Cause you bet your tuchus. If I could, like at night, stream and not worry about being too loud and wake anyone up, I would do late night streams. Totally would. But alas, my own place I do not have. I mean, can you blame me? Have you seen this economy? Sheesh. Horrifying. I'm gonna have to put them on separate layers since they're right next to each other in a lot of the frames. Normally for like a stream, at least I feel like, I can get like the flats done for maybe 2 pages in a single stream. But for this one and the previous page, which is already done, it took me a good 3 hours to do each page because of just how I went ham on the background illustrations on a few pages. You won't see them for like another month on DeviantArt, but I promise you they're quite detailed. Not hyper realistic. I can't do hyper realistic to save my life. My mic is on, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, that is my greatest fear. Hang on, I'm losing my mind overthinking it now. Alright. I know everyone, like, after the fact, watching, was like, yeah, you're on. I was like, I don't know that. So I need to check. Oh, not my videos. Okay, I am live. Hell of a delay, though. I mean, not live. I have audio. It's not my biggest phobia, but one of my stream phobias is that, like, I forget to hit a button, or that I accidentally double click a button and it screws everything up. No. I'll put Hazel Paw in the same layer. So anyway, there may or may not be a video this Thursday. We'll see what I get done Wednesday, because Wednesday's my writing day. But I might be able to squeeze in recording something for the footage for the video, and then Thursday I can focus on the script and whatnot, recording and editing, because that takes so long. Because I'd hate to, like, you know, finish the video late Thursday, like so late that it's Friday, And then now I was like, damn, I have to wait a whole week to post it. So we'll see what I get done Wednesday. But it looks like I might have to pull a late nighter on Wednesday. Excuse me. So the video can be out Thursday. Thank you. Like I said, I was completely fine until I hit go live. And now my allergies are acting up. But then I'm not surprised. I at least don't have a sore throat because it wasn't yesterday. It was Sunday. I was doing some yard work without gloves or a coat. Maybe I was wearing a coat. I don't remember, but still. And then I can put everyone else on this layer. I forgot to say, personal news. I won't say what it is. I'm not under any agreements, but I mean, I guess I could say it yet. For some attention. Scribbler Productions. I don't have a link to it, but I think I can put it in my community tab. Scribbler Productions is a grimdark, sometimes mostly grimdark, MLP creepypasta narration channel, and she is currently hosting a casting call for artists and voice actors to be part of her Halloween special in October. I auditioned for a part, and I submitted, not really a resume, but basically I auditioned for an artist position. I'm more confident in my artist position than I am in my voice acting, but holy shit, if I get a voice acting position, that would be so cool. Because I want to eventually have my own a few animated series on YouTube, and this is the perfect opportunity to get some practice in on that, or to get some experience. Auditions are open until March 29th. So yeah, after stream, I will post a link on my community page to her casting call video, so you guys can check it out if anyone would be interested in that, because we support each other on this platform. Anyway, I won't say what role I auditioned for, because I don't know, like, how tight-lipped she runs her projects. Like, if I have to sign any NDA agreements. I mean, I might, just so there's no spoilers, but yeah. So I'll just say I applied for an artist position, and I also auditioned for a character. So you guys will know, as soon as I know, if I got a part. Because if I do get a voice acting role, that will affect my upload and streaming schedules if it takes up a lot of time. I might have to like dedicate a day, and it all depends on Scribbler's schedule and what. Am I on? Oh, I was in the wrong mode. And how she runs things. Because this is completely new to me. I've never been a part of any project like this before. Not even just for art. So I'm quite excited. But again, that's like a long ways out before anything, before there's anything to report. Speaking of grimdarks and creepypastas and whatnot, I have yet to find any legit Warrior Cats creepypastas. Then again, I'm not looking. But also, I mean, there was a few Halloween special maps that were really good. So just, there's a lot of material here to work on for Warrior Cats creepypastas. There's a lot of material to work with. It's just I haven't found any. But yeah, then again, not exactly looking. So if anyone knows of any Warrior Cats creepypastas, like in the same vein of MLP, let me know. I want to check them out. Because if not, I have an idea for one. I just haven't gotten around to writing it because, you know, time. And I want it to be good. I have, you know, I started writing fan fiction, sort of. I kind of dropped it when other projects picked up. Okay, that's all dumb. I kind of want to pick it back up. It was a lot of fun. It's just there's every chapter idea I have for this certain fan fiction, it takes. It's going to take a bit of research because my practice with, I'm using this as practice to write characters accurately. Why'd I color the whites? I still have to do the colors. I mean, that's half the fun of fan fiction or any type of fan work, is if you get the portrayal as accurate as possible. But also it adds an extra bit of pressure because you want it to be as accurate to character as possible. But also you want to kind of make it its own thing because that's just fun. So, that's the rub. Some of these are single appearance characters on the second layer, so I shall do them. See on the, okay, yeah, yes. Now tell me, where did all your courage go? I'm back. Boo. Okay, yes. That is, there we go. Okay, so since I'm still thinking about it, last stream, I think. Yeah, last stream I asked in the chat whether or not I should change the startup music for my streams, because currently it is Overture by Tchaikosvky. And I only picked it because it's copyright free and I like Tchaikosvky. Do that so it's easier to identify. Ba-da-da-da. Gaps in my brain, because also not only do my allergies suddenly kick in when I'm supposed to be doing something, my energy also plummets. I blame my introversion. Hold on. Hey, what's Hawk got a hold of? What is Hawk playing with? Oh, okay. I can hear my cat skittering something around. I only ask because there are some things the little missy shouldn't be playing with. Like she steals the she steals our egg scrubber. Is that right? I think that's no, yeah, that's right. All right. I forgot about the pause. Y'all ever get the kind of tired where you're drinking coffee and you're fully caffeinated, but you're still tired? So now you have coffee in your system, but you're still, I mean, your eyes still hurt. I mean, my eyes don't hurt. At least they're not itchy. Oh my god, if my eyes were itchy, I'd end stream right now. I can't deal with itchy eyes. I can't work with itchy eyes. I just go to bed at that point. I forgot to do his colors. A little bit of noise there. Also, submitting for the artist position on that project, because I'm going back to that, made me realize how much I have not drawn ponies in the past few months. Like, the last time I drew ponies was, like, back in December when another Apple Sleep experiment first dropped, and I drew some fan art for part 1. Which, I really want to draw some fan art, some updated fan art now that the full series has dropped. Because hashtag that ending was something else. I know, went the I'm for Hotstar. I see why people say they only like to watch streams live and not after the fact, because when streams are live, there's like a level of engagement that you can enjoy. After the fact, if there's like no one in chat, streams are really boring. Now, I'm not blaming anyone for not watching my streams because, you know, I'm still new to the game, and YouTube has decided not to notify, like, my subscribers, really, when I go live. So that's fun. Oh, her belly. Then I will admit, I am pretty boring when no one's around. So watching after the fact is just kind of like, yeah, it's just silence occasionally broken up by me going, oh, and another thing. Because ADHD makes you quirky. Oh no, wait a minute, it doesn't cross because her markings start back here. Go around, and then... There we go. You know, I totally forgot this happened last weekend. I helped my, was that last weekend? Yeah, it was. I helped my brother move to an apartment. And my goodness. When I finally get the funds and means to move out, I don't want to have to do it in a day, because that was ridiculous. We didn't even help him move all his stuff. It was just the bare necessities, and he had already moved over his stuff he would need for his job. Holy crap. If I ever have to move a dresser upstairs again, it'll be too soon. Or is it if I never have to move a dresser upstairs? If I never have to move a dresser upstairs again, it'll be too soon. Like, I'm looking at houses on Zillow, and there's a lot of room. Oh, bedrooms are upstairs. I'm like, oh, what a nice idea. And I'm sitting there like, no, it's not. You have to move a bed frame, a mattress, and a dresser upstairs. And then navigate through the halls. Hell freaking no. If I move a dresser upstairs or a box spring, it's gonna be in its box. I'm buying... I'm not taking my dresser with me when I move. I'm just buying a new one when I get there so I can put the box upstairs and then put it together. Because I'm also, in my bedroom, I have this huge bookshelf that I really like. Well, it's not mine, so I won't have to think about taking it with me. But yeah, I have a... If I want a bookshelf anywhere, I'm just gonna have to have a room that's a designated library downstairs. So I don't have to even think about moving a bookshelf up and down a flight of stairs. I mean, I heard about the BS Randy Feltface went through to move a bookshelf. My God, if I don't want to have to go through that. I don't care if the story was made up. That whole situation is like, I can totally see happening. So if and when I move, I'm taking boxes and a mattress. Everything else, I'm just, you know what? I'm just gonna see if I'm just gonna visit the thrift store that they have in town, or a furniture place, and just buying new shit. I know that's more expensive, especially since I don't want to live in apartments, even though they do have some benefits. I don't want to do apartments. Because, like, what's the point of apartments besides, oh, that's for you to live if you can't afford a house? Well, long term, a house is cheaper if you think about it, because if you live in an apartment for like 10 years of your life, and it's like $1,000 a month for 20 years. Someone do the math. Hang on, to make my point, I will do the math for you guys. I'll do it on my phone calculator. Let's say it's $1,000 a month. Well, it would be 20,000. I'm so dumb. And that's on the minimum. It would be 20,000. No, wait. That's for 20 months. That's like 2 years. So, okay. If it's... Say you live at this apartment for 5 years. That is... Clear. 12 times 5. Without a calculator, 12 times 5... 50... 60. I know how to do math. So that... Like... 1,000, which is on the low end of rent now, times 60... It's only 60,000. I have disproved my point by doing math. Never mind. But... I think a house is better as a long-term investment. Yes, even though 5 years of living in an apartment technically is cheaper than living 5 years in a house. However, $1,000 a month for rent is not including utilities, maintenance, garbage pickup, and all the other fees they slip in under. I forgot to do his mini version. Not to say houses don't have utility fees, but at least for a house, you can hook up, like a, that's wrong. For a house, you can hook up a generator and a, solar panel and whatnot. You can't really do that for an apartment. I don't know. Prove me wrong in the chat. Which is a better long-term investment? An apartment or a house? Because, like, if you spend 5 years living in an apartment, alright, I'll save up to move into a house. Even if with a full-time job, with the way rent is now, you'll never afford that house living in an apartment because of all the extra expenses. So yeah, I know, it kind of sucks. Oh, you're still living with your parents? Yeah? Living with your parents is completely normal. It only became not normal in recent years after... Was it World War II or the Depression? living with your parents in your adult years was the norm until something happened. It was either World War II or the Depression. I don't remember which one. And now it's becoming normal again because of, well, it's not becoming normal. It's becoming more cost effective, honestly. Because, have you seen rent nowadays? Yuck. Hi, what's up? We're ranting about apartments versus houses and why rent is impossible to pay, and they should either, if they're gonna expect us to contribute to this economy, they should either lower rent or up minimum wage. Personally, I don't want to live anywhere where I don't have access to grass or trees. Eagle, yes, I think I recognize your profile picture. Yeah. Oh, under here. Is that it? Yeah. And I was only helping my brother move across state. I can't imagine what it'd be like trying to move across country. Like I eventually want to do. I want to move to West Virginia. Or at the very least, I would like to spend time in West Virginia to see if I actually like it as much as I think I do. Which I think I do. I'll merge these down. Delete these and work on these. God, how do you lucky to be in the US? Well, I was born here, so luck's got nothing to do with it. You know, a lot of people suggest, it's like, oh, if you're gonna come to America, come to these big cities like New York and LA and whatnot, or Vegas. Stay the fuck out of those cities, man. You will be robbed and other R word and never seen again. Stay out of the major metropolises. I know the country has bad rep for inbred pig farmers and serial killers, but that's because the only reason why it's big news out in the country when that happens and not in the city is because in the city that happens every fucking day. So, if you're gonna visit America, stay out of the main cities. Maybe for like airports and whatnot. But if you really want to see the United States of America, visit the countries. Visit the country, not the main life. Sure, you can visit the big cities because that's where all the things are. But at the same time, if you really want a true American experience, hang out with the people, not with the Hollywood elite. Those aren't real people. I say as a country bumpkin. So, I may or may not be a little biased. I guess because you can defend yourself in your own house, not like here in Italy. Yeah, well, in some parts of America, you can defend yourself from like a burglar or whatnot, but the burglar can still sue you for damages if you assault them in any way. And you can still be charged with murder, but that's still in like different states because each state has their own laws regarding stuff like that. But yeah, like in Canada, if someone's robbing you, you have no right to protect yourself. Legally, you cannot defend yourself from any attacker. Which was kind of weird, because you think Canada, everyone would have a gun because of grizzly bears and moose. But I guess in Kenyatta, only the Mounties have guns, and that's pushing it if they even have it. So it's just, hey? Invest in a knife. I know it's close quarters and whatnot, but you don't need a license to buy a knife or to wield a knife. And knives are everywhere, so learn to use a knife. Yes, guns are more convenient because of distance and damage, but are they really gonna sue you for using a kitchen knife in your own kitchen, defending yourself from a burglar? I don't think so. And if they do, get the hell out of that country, because what the hell is that kind of bullshit? It is unfortunate other countries don't allow their civilians to defend themselves. So my heart goes out to you in that regard. You're at a hospital. Oh my. Euro for hospital. Yeah, you gotta pay for their hospital bill because they're a criminal. Of course they don't pay bills. So funny. There are some wackos in America that say, well, maybe we should just make shooting bullets. We should make bullets really expensive so robbers don't shoot you. Or we should just make crime illegal. And I'm like, yeah, crime is illegal. That's why it's called crime. That's why they're called criminals, because they do crime, as in they don't obey the law. They don't care how expensive bullets are, because chances are they stole the gun. Yeah, ban world hunger. Let's stop it. Well, some people say, let's just take all the criminals and put them somewhere else. Yeah? How'd that work out for Australia? We can't just take all the criminals and put them somewhere else, because then they'll form their own country. Now we have to deal with shit like Australia. Nothing against Australians. Any Australians listening, live or later. But have you seen your country? It is wild there. I don't want to step foot anywhere near that big ass. Is it considered a continent? Because it's too big to be an island. Now Tasmania, on the other hand, Tasmania sounds pretty cool. Just from a what's the word I'm looking for? Just from a scientific standpoint. Yeah, Tasmania just seems cool. Y'all got Australian Aurora Borealis down there. You have Tasmanian devils, echidnas, leopard seals, and penguins all in the same biosphere. Like, what the hell? People say the Garden of Eden was taken away from Earth, and I say it's looks like Tasmania. They be bullin'. I put that on the same layer. Like an idiot. So yeah, my biggest advice for visiting the US. Okay, things to keep in mind when visiting the US. Number one, random people will talk to you on the street. So I know in Europe that's just like not a thing, especially in the UK. But random people will start talking to you. I know in Italy last summer you could see the northern lights because of the solar radiation. Yeah. I don't remember how many years ago it was, but it was a few years ago where up in my area we couldn't really see the full northern lights, but they were there. Like I could vaguely see flecks of green and orange and yellow in the distance. But they were there. So that was really cool. I don't really count that as seeing the Northern Lights in person, because that is on my bucket list of things to do before I die, is see the Northern Lights in the north. So I would probably have to get an Alaskan cruise line just to see it, but I hate cruises. Anyway, so advice and warnings for when you do eventually visit the US, random people on the street will start talking to you. They don't actually want anything, they don't mean anything by it, they're just making conversation. Especially if you're in the Midwest. People just talk to each other. Hey, Mom, if I ask you a question, how much does a civilian pay for rent to live in a normal city apartment? It depends on what state you're in. Because we're divided into Republican and Democrat. Now, in Republican states, the rent might be a little lower. And that's might, because that's not a guarantee. Well, in Democratic states, guaranteed it's going to be a lot higher. And it also depends on location. Like, if you have an apartment in, bad example, California, and you're 90 minutes away from the beach, you will still have to pay beachfront property taxes in an apartment. And that, can jack it up to, $2,000 a month. In Seattle, they have apartments there. Or in Seattle, everything is beachfront property. So I don't think there's that. But the rent in a place like Seattle is probably $1,000 a month. And that's kind of on the low end. But I also might be wrong, because I've never rented an apartment. I'm so glad I dodged that bullet. I've never rented an apartment, but some of the people I talk to have, and they are like, yeah, it's $1,000 a month to live in, a studio apartment in Seattle. So yeah, it depends on where you're at. But if you're, in a small town that doesn't have a stoplight, but at least has a grocery store and a gas station, your rent might be $300 a month. But then again, you'd have a hard time finding a job. So whatever you're saving on rent money, you're spending on gas money. So what would you rather spend your money on, rent or gas? 2,000, dang, that's low. Well, how much is a euro to an American dollar? Because I think there's also, the conversion rate. And that's just me talking off the top of my head. I don't actually know how much rent is in America, because I don't rent. €1. Okay. So not that much, but yeah. For us, $1,000 a month is expensive, but it's still on the low end. That's why a lot of people just get roommates. I forgot to color his herb bundle. Whoopsie daisy. That's just the rent. Yeah, we pay property taxes, income taxes, there's tax on our food, ammo is taxed, roads are taxed, gas is taxed, everything is taxed. Really. There are some things that are tax deductible, but in theory, we use the taxes to pay for things like roads and the medicine and healthcare and whatnot. But that's just what they say. They don't actually provide any receipts to what they use their taxes for. And there's a tax on everything. Yep. Mm-hmm. Tax on everything. Some things are tax deductible. I'm not sure what they are. But you can also, like, if you work for yourself and you go on a business trip, you can write it off on your taxes so that you'll at least get some cash back or whatnot. On a technicality, it is illegal to not file your taxes. You don't technically have to pay them. But the IRS is terrifying. Not even the Joker wants to deal with them. Yeah?
Here you go.
Thanks. Ow!
And
That's a hot bowl, man.
yeah. This needs to seep a bit, but I already
Okay.
It's in there, and I already added the milk and everything.
Oh, thanks. And
Yeah.
some sugar?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll put this somewhere.
But yeah, it's I tasted it. It's there, but it's weak. So.
Alright.
But since it's cooler, it won't burn and taste better.
I am really hungry, but I'm also in the middle of work.
Yeah. Tell me how it tastes. We don't have any soy sauce, so I used the teriyaki.
No soy sauce?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's in there.
Well, I used.
Dad used
teriyaki.
it last night.
I used teriyaki, so.
It's green lid.
Yeah, I know. I didn't see it.
On the door?
Yeah, I saw red lid, which is teriyaki, and I used that.
But the soy sauce should be in there, because Dad used it last night and there was plenty left. He probably put it in the fridge, not on the door.
Probably. Anyway, tell me how it tastes.
Alright. My sister brought me some food.
Yeah, that's the best, right?
Hey, I would bring you food too if I wasn't busy. Anyway, she brought me fried rice with chicken and onion by the looks of it. Teriyaki and maybe some chili. I wish we had actual chilies to put in here. Here, let me taste this. All that's missing is fried eggs and carrots and peas.
Yeah, but we didn't have any.
Yeah, I know, it sucks.
I would have added some, but we don't have any.
By the way, what's the time? For me, the time is 12:39 p.m. So it is lunchtime for me. Best thing in Italy is that the medical attention is free for everyone. In theory, that sounds like a good idea. But everyone's free healthcare comes out of your... For free healthcare, it comes out in your taxes. So that means... With free healthcare, any mad bastard can walk into a medical facility, get medical attention, and guess who just paid for that crackhead's stitches after getting stabbed with a meth pipe? You did. The taxpayer. Granted, it does suck for us in the US having to worry about shit like medical care. Because if your medical insurance does not cover the medical care you need, guess what? You're up shit creek without a paddle and you ain't getting any of it. They might just throw you out of the hospital. I actually don't know if they do that, but there have been plenty of jokes. We can have guns and deep fat fry literally everything under the sun, but our healthcare isn't free. We live like healthcare's free. Americans live like everyone has respawn tokens. Actually, I'm really hungry. I'm gonna take a quick lunch break and eat this. I'm not going anywhere, I'm just gonna eat it. Apologies if you hear me chewing on my rice and onions. So, like, since you guys don't have guns and whatnot in Italy, what's the standard procedure for, like, a breaking and entering or a burglary? Do you, like, call the cops and just hope they get to your house in time? Like, are the police actually competent in that regard? Or is it more of a you're screwed, but if you dare defend yourself, you're going to jail? So yeah, no. They help more the robber than you. What the Man. Origin of the mafia. Well, what part of Italy? I mean, you don't have to. Don't say the exact city, but like, are you North Italy or South Italy? Because North Italy is where the mafia comes from, right? North. Yeah. I don't know. Really, the only thing. All of what I know from Italian history and whatnot is I learned from Hitalia, which is a really wacky anime that came out a long time ago. And it talks about World War II history, along with just history in general, but in anime form. It is the funniest thing ever. And Italy is the main character, and he's he's just a little wimpy sweetheart, but he's also got a twin brother who's the south part of the country, named Ramono. It's such a dumb anime, but the way they portray the American, because like in Hitalia, each country is its own personified person. And America is such a dumbass that's always eating and thinks he's the hero, and everyone's story is so funny. Some lightweights say Hitalia is racist, but come on. Have you met half the people from any of these countries? That's what they act like stereotypically. Hmm. Italy won't say ever anything to the US because we're scared of them. I mean, yeah, back in the day, America was a huge powerhouse. Technically, we still are. Like, our military is still one of the strongest in the world. But the people we're always the laugh. I feel like America is the laughing stock of the world, but also a lot of countries see us as a legit global threat. A threat by our own stupidity. I agree in that regard, but given our history, yeah. Schoolyard bully type shit. I feel like America is most terrifying in the aspect that we don't give a fuck. Like, nationally. In the old days. Now we're stepping on our... We don't want to step on anyone's toes, and we're walking on eggshells, yet still toppling governments and interfering with other nations' elections and saying, oh no, we don't do any of that. It's like, no, the CIA's been doing that for decades. more than decades. As long as the CIA has been a thing, they've always been interfering with other countries' elections and whatnot. Our policy is really complicated. Like, if you must study for 11 years or more just to learn 50% of the Constitution. Damn. In America, you're lucky if half the nation even knows what the Constitution is. I mean, I was forced to memorize the preamble and like the first 15 amendments and whatnot of the Constitution, but the entirety of it, I have not read. It's not required study in America, even though we say, oh, you're not gonna touch my Second Amendment and whatnot. It's like, do you even know what the Third Amendment is? Or the first one? I think the third one, I know I could be wrong because it's been a long time since I studied the Constitution or the Bill of Rights, which isn't part of the Constitution. But for the Bill of Rights, I think the Third Amendment is that we as civilians do not have to shelter military or government personnel in times of war. I think that's either third or fourth. I don't remember. Never known the American policy that deep. Well, you're in Italy, so you really don't have to know other countries' policies unless you plan to visit it. But at that point, it's better to study the country's social norms rather than their constitution, unless you're trying to win an argument against a redneck or a liberal. And then it just gets funny. Well, I will study. And if the next 2 years of school, I must study every country policy statement. Good for you, man. I wish you the best of luck. What do I need to color next? Is he done? Oh, his scar on his back, so I still need to do that. But I think that's the same color. Yeah, it's the same color. I'm almost done. 18 years of mandatory school. Yeah, the UK education system baffles me because for the American education system, there's 12 years of school. And that's including there's 12 years, but that's not including like kindergarten, which is where you'll learn how to tie your shoe and the colors and how to spell your name. In first grade, you learn the alphabet and some math. And then it just adds on more than there. But even all the 12 years aren't exactly mandatory. They are mandatory, but you can legally drop out when you're 16 years old. So the full 12, and when you're 16, that's 10th grade. After 12, then it's college for us, which you would call uni. But that's not mandatory at all. And even if you don't have a college degree, then there's the option of getting a GED, which is like a replacement high school diploma. And most jobs require you have a high school diploma. Except, like, fast food or whatnot. I mean, no, maybe fast food does. We don't have college, but we... Yeah. College and university in America are kind of the same thing, except university is, like... For a bachelor's degree, it's, like... 4 years. For an associate's degree, it's 2. And then, you know, yeah, up and up. For, like, a doctorates and whatnot. But college/university is not mandatory in America. You don't need it to get a job. It does make... I mean, they say it makes some jobs easier to get, but if you have, like, say you have a master's degree in electrical engineering, that means you went to college for you went to university for 4 years. No, a master's is 8 years. Yeah, you went to college, university, 8 years studying in electrical engineering. You have a degree. That does not guarantee you will get a job in electrical engineering, especially if you have a criminal record. Which is why I don't advocate for things like college or university. Like, if you feel like it's something you want to do and spend your money on, go right ahead. But if you want higher education outside of high school, I suggest experience, because that's what they look for on a resume. They don't really care how much education you have in a resume, because that's just a piece of paper. They really care about your experience and your work ethic. But if college is like a must for you, like in America, I suggest tech school. Because those do guarantee a job once you get your technical degree. But that's usually in things like electrical, engineering, computer science, and whatnot. Not for people like me who draw pictures on the internet. You can go to school for that. There's plenty of art schools for drawing pictures on the internet. But personally, just on what I've seen of art school, I don't recommend it. Well, that's just me. I mean, is it really a Rune stream if I don't bitch about college and how university is a scam? Am I in the right... Yeah. Now, unless you want to be something like a doctor or a teacher, then yes, please have an education. Please. But if you're like, I'm not sure what I want to do with my life, don't waste hundreds of thousands of dollars on university if you don't know what you're going to do with your life, because college debt has interest. So even if you pay off what you, like, if your tuition, like, if your college debt is like $20,000, they will say you need to make payments for like the next 10 years to the point where you have paid $800 $1,000 and they say you still owe because of interest that they did not tell you about. So it's just a cash hole. In America, university is a cash hole. Don't throw your money at it if you're not sure what you're going to college for. Like, have a plan before you get into this shit. Because they will bleed you dry. Really, it's expensive to die here. Coffins cost more than a car. They don't sell pine boxes anymore. It's ridiculous how expensive it is to die. Like, if you don't have your funeral arrangements all taken care of before you die, that is, your family's gonna be hurting for for years after. And really, who wants that? Do I need to, I'll bring up the camp setup just so I can color the tree properly. That tree properly. Oh yeah, same here. Why is it so expensive to die? So one thing about modern society I don't get. Why does it cost money to be dead? They have plenty of money. I'm sorry. You're gonna be losing my mind over this. The state has plenty of money. They keep spending it on useless shit, like filling the White House with new furniture every month. And sending it to other countries that don't need the money either. It's all just greed. And they're making us pay for it. A high debt versus the EU. Wow. We've got high debt in America too. We owe China so much freaking money. Which I don't know why. What'd China do? I guess because of the war? But I don't know. I don't understand politics. And why what country owes which money. And why I should have to care about it, but I do have to care about it because it's my country, my problem. Even though I'm not the one who got us into the situation, apparently it's my job to fix the problem. Even though I didn't cause the problem, the government is making it our fault, our problem that they got us into this mess. So they can suck my proverbial dick. It's a good place for holiday, but to live in, choose another country, it's not worth it. Yeah. Same with Israel. Great place to holiday. But to live in it? Not worth it for different reasons than Italy. But still. Visit for like a month max and then get the hell out. I mean, my father's been almost all the U.S. That was like 20 years ago or more. Yeah, America's changed a lot in 20 years. It's changed a lot in 4 years. He usually went to Las Vegas. It is a big tourist trap. There's a lot to see in Vegas. You know what I should be doing? Hold on. Now, Death Valley is just an interesting place. Oh, no, I need that. Watch your last video, really nice. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I try to put my everything into all that I do. But sometimes my everything takes a lot out of me. Now, normally I would say I just need to block in the colors before I move back into rendering. But since I'm already here with the full doing illustrated style, I'm just going to work on each frame separately, just so I don't lose momentum. I don't get why it has fewer views. It was really well made. It's all the algorithm. If the algorithm doesn't like you, you don't get like recommended to other people. And since it's an original work, a lot of people won't find it as much or like invest the time to watch it if they don't think they're gonna like it. But if I was working on like a fan project where like I drew fan art and whatnot or redesigned show characters, that would get a lot of views because people know, oh, I liked the show and I like seeing people's interpretations of the different designs and lore. I'll watch this. And then those videos get a shitload of views. Which I know if I want views, I would do that, but that's not what I want my channel to be, because then I don't want people expecting... I don't want a million comments of people asking, hey, can you redesign the characters from this show? And I'm like, I only did that as a one-off, so don't expect anything. Which is why, if I don't want to, like... It's probably a bad business practice, but if I don't want if I don't want to invest like a whole video series working on the thing, I won't do it because then people will ask for more. Or like, hey, when is this coming back? When is this coming back? I only subscribed to you for this thing. It's like, well, joke's on you. Which is why I don't understand when people subscribe to a channel after watching only one video. I'm like, how do you live? Because I only subscribe to a channel after watching 12 videos that I consistently like. Yeah, you want to make views, draw sands, and papyrus doing shit. Well, I do like Undertale. I'm just not a huge fan art. I don't draw a lot of fan art. I used to for like Warriors and My Little Pony, but that was in my earlier years on DeviantArt. It is true. Fan works get so much more views than original content. Because like, I designed the Shia Tribe temple and posted that on DeviantArt. It has like maybe 10 likes and whatnot. But I drew just a sketch dump of some Five Nights at Freddy's characters drawn in my style. Like 40 views in 20 minutes. It was huge. But at the same time, I was like, I only did this as a one-off, so people are gonna see it, like it, hit follow, and then I'm never doing it again because I did it as a one-off. But on my DeviantArt, I think it's fine because I'm just using my DeviantArt to post my finished works. I don't do whips on DeviantArt. I just think they're too much of a hassle. Well, it is probably easier to earn a living on DeviantArt than it is YouTube. I just feel like YouTube reaches more people. And if they want to see the finished product, they can go to my DeviantArt, which is linked in the description. Same with my toy house, is where I put all the character bios of my characters. Including these ones. Oh. Shoot. I forgot. I've forgotten. There. Nobody say a word. Shh. Yeah, it's funny, the other day I was listening to the Undertale soundtrack. Oh. It still slaps so hard. For both pacifist and genocide, Undertale has the best video game soundtrack I've heard in a while. And that is including Doom Eternal. Toby Fox is a musical genius. Musical and story. Of course, my favorite Undertale song is Bone Trossel, or however you pronounce that. The Papyrus song, because oh my god, it's so funny and cute. And of course, I like Megalovina, because it's awesome. But when it comes to Undertale in general, my favorite songs come from the musical version. Like Undertale the musical is their version of both Spear of Justice and I don't remember what's it called, but it's the song Toriel's it's the genocide route for Toriel. That song kicks me in the face every time, and it is so beautiful. Not only the voice acting is really good. Yes, of course I love the theme of the Great Papyrus. But yeah, Undertale the musical actually takes the music and then writes lyrics to it. Like it was a Broadway musical. And the one for Toriel during the genocide route is amazing. The voice actress they got to voice Toriel is so... Oh, her voice is so pure. It's so pure and pretty. Like, I wish I could sing that good. I mean, I'd sing a little bit for you guys on stream, but she's definitely a soprano, and I am not a soprano. I am a mid-tenor. You saw the... Yes, I saw Husband Hotel. And when I tell you the song Hell's Greatest Dad was stuck on my head for 2 weeks straight, I mean that damn song was stuck in my head for 2 weeks straight. Finally, they dub it in Italian. I wonder what the voices sound like. Like, since for Has-Been Hotels I hired Broadway singers, did they hire, like, professional singers in the other dubs? For something like that? Or... They did a good job. Okay, that's nice. Should really listen to... You should try listening to one even if you don't understand the thing. Well, I know the English, so I guess I can listen to it in Italian. With the silent human soul, our world will be transformed. You stand here facing me in the eye of the storm. But first, human, let me tell you the tragic tale of our people. It all began long ago. You know what? Screw it! Why should I tell you anything when you're about to die? Oh, that's my favorite Undyne line. For me, the best song in the Italian dub is Hell's Greatest Dad. Yeah, I mean, even in English, that's the greatest song. Personally, I really like Out for Love, but that's just to me. And my Hell is Forever is also runs through my head on a daily basis. Now, I've been blessed with it not bothering me as much now, since I haven't been listening to them religiously. So I know some peace. But yeah, I'll check out the Italian dub after stream. Because I don't want to get in trouble with the copyright. Blast off, flawless, greater than great. With a punch of a pentagram, a whack back boom holla kazam. Usually I charge a sacrificial lamb, but you get the family rate. Thanks, Dad. Rendering this page is going to be so fun. Thanks for telling me the lid wasn't on all the way! I just spilled Thai tea on my desk. You know what? AFK for a minute. I have to leave that up. No, it's not! You had the bell still in it, so the lid did not close because it leaked out where the bell was.
Huh.
I just spilled it all down my shirt.
I did a test and everything, and it was fine.
No.
Well, it should stop seeping anyway. I'll take that.
It's all on my pants.
I'm sorry.
All right. I'm sorry. Turn my volume up at max. It scared the shit out of me. Am I quiet? Because I can turn up my mic volume. No, I was listening to the song. Okay, yeah, the background. Oh, to a song. All right. The squirrel. There's always something in the background I forget. should never play Underlust. You should. I know what Underlust is, but I didn't know it was a natural game. I thought it was just like a crack AU. I know what most of the AUs are. Hey, but if it means I get a chance of going on a date, like an actual date with Papyrus, well, no one can stop me. I think Underswap is my favorite AU because Blueberry Sands is absolutely the most adorable thing I've ever seen. Even though Papyrus is my favorite character, for Underswap, it's gotta be Sands. Underswap Sands is my favorite. The Magnificent Sands. He's just so cute and squishy. Now, I know canon Underfell isn't as fun as the fandom makes it out to be, but my favorite Undertale video is the Underfell Sans and Papyrus making fun of each other. Especially the Doomfinger video. Oh my god, that's still in my favorites because it's so funny. Yep, there you go. The Magnificent Sands. Most of my high school YouTube was just filled with comic dubs. It's been a while since I've even thought of Undertale and all. Kind of miss it, but I do not miss the fandom. Holy god, do I not miss the fandom. But then again, like, isn't every fandom toxic? Come on. Name one fandom that isn't toxic. You can't. Because fandoms have people. What's the dark web for me? Yeah. I mean, I'm an OG brony. So I know about a toxic fandom. I'm also a Steven Universe fan. So I know about a toxic fandom. I used to also be really big in Voltron Legendary Defender. So again, I know about a toxic fandom. I dodged the Homestuck bullet because that just wasn't a thing when I was on the internet. And when it was a thing, I didn't get it. Like, I didn't understand what Homestuck was, so I never got into it. And people have tried to explain to me what Homestuck is, and I still don't get it. It's like the NFTs for me. It's like, there's no way this is a thing. And then I looked up the definition. I'm like, okay, that is a thing. But there's no way that makes sense. NFTs are the real life plot hole. And that's just what Homestuck is for me. It's the NFT of the internet. I don't know what it is. And no matter how many times people try to explain it to me, I just never get it. Is it like a comic series that people were just really good at? Was it a fan game? What is it? There's something. I know what it is when I see it. It's like, oh yeah, there's little people with gray skin, black hair, and striped horns. Okay, so yeah, that's a Homestuck thing. When it comes to Homestuck, I'm like an old man going like, what's an anime? Even though Homestuck is definitely a millennial thing, and I'm Gen Z, so I was like, what is it? I know it was a huge fandom, and I think that's still around to this day. It's, I think they're called trolls or something? I don't know. They're like little demon elf looking things. They all look the same, really, and the art style that I've seen is like pixel art, and I'm like, okay, seems a little hard to get into, but I don't know. Is there like lore in it? Because I know there is, because there were some people cosplaying and acting weird at Comic Cons, and people were going like, oh my god, that's so in character, and I'm like, how'd you glean that? But then again, I also used to be really big in the creepypasta fandom. Not like actual creepypastas, but like the creepypastas, like the Slender Man's Mansion creepypastas. And people would glean so much, like, for apparently, according to the fandom, Masky really likes cheesecake. And I watched Marble Hornets front and back with the 2 the art videos and the Twitter feeds like 6 times, and I don't know where the hell they got that information. But it's just something that the fandom decided, and then in every fandom iteration of the character since, he really liked cheesecake. Even though that's not canon at all, guys. Masky doesn't like anything because he's a shell of a human being. Like they said in the show. It's like, you'll become a shell of a human being just like Brian. There's nothing left. It's like, uh-huh. See, now that's canon. There's nothing left. But that's just how the internet works. Really. The fandom will just collectively decide something, and now it's canon. No matter how much of the actual lore says no, that is not a thing. I'm sorry, I need to go. It's like 1 a.m. on a school night. Oh my, what are you still in at 1 a.m. on a school night? Go to bed! Hope you have a good day. I will. Try. Yeah, I stream every Tuesday starting at 11:30 Pacific Standard Time. Why 11:30? Well, it's because I can't be bothered. Just stick to normal time conventions. Yep. Go to bed. Do good in school. I don't know, what's something in your fandom that, like, was decided as canon, but is not canon at all, despite what the canon, the actual show canon is, that the fans have just decided, nope, this is a real thing. Like, no, it's not. I'm sorry, guys. Like, going with Voltron Legendary Defender. I'm sorry, guys. Pidge is not trans. Katie Holt is not trans. That's just not canon. I know it's fun to theorize about it, and there was the one joke where she didn't know what bathroom to use, but that's because it was based on symbols of an alien species, and she didn't know what any of it meant. And she was like, you know what, I'll just hold it. Now, she was definitely non-binary coded, but they still referred to her as she, her. She only decided to be a boy to, you know, fully disguise her identity so she could go find the truth of her of the disappearance of her father and brother. That was it. Mulan, despite being a trans icon, is not trans. She only did that so she could join the war so her father wouldn't have to. And the cutting the hair scene is not culturally Chinese, is not culturally accurate to the Chinese. Despite how powerful of a scene it is a misrepresentation of Chinese culture. Granted, it was Disney at the time, so really, are we asking for too much? Nowadays, we're not. Nowadays, we can ask Disney to operate on a higher standard. But back then, could we really ask so much? But then again. I mean, I have definitely accepted, quote, headcanons, unquote, that are completely goofy and have no basis in the show lore, like Thrawn in Star Wars being a stoner. I just thought that was funny and ran with it because funny joke. But I'm not going to insist to every person that, yep, it's canon no matter what the show says. It's canon to me. It's like, no, it's just a joke. I know it's not canon. I was just making a red eyes burnt joke. Just so I could draw that one piece of fan art that ended up not going anywhere. And despite not knowing what a Homestuck is, I kind of want to figure it out just so I can get this internet plot hole out of my head. But at the same time, it has not affected my life in any way. I mean, sure, I've come across it, but it has not interfered with the overall enjoyment of the internet for myself. So I am just not gonna waste my brain figuring out what Homestuck is, even though it is quite tempting. It'll just be one of those things where I'll just never know. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with just not knowing. And going back to the fandom interpretation conversation, I'll admit I am guilty of it too. I mean, my legit little headcanon theory is that Jasper from Steven Universe is secretly a sweetheart, or was a sweetheart before Pink Diamond was, faked her shattering. But at the same time, I know that's probably not canon at all. I just like to think that it is. unfortunately, probably not. That's not my, that's the wrong pen. Despite how much I want it to be. I'm going to put these two bottom panels on the same layer since they're in the same scene and far enough apart where it won't get in the way. Wait, is that the right color? Sort of is. Why is it so freaking cold in here? Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, my wood stove was yeah, my wood stove was out, so I had to stoke it back to life. I might need to check on it in another 10 minutes. Unless Talia, you want to check out in another in 10. Now for this tree, since it's supposed to be oak, I did say it needed to be textured. You're still here. Go to bed. You got school tomorrow. It's not my, I'm not your mother, so you don't have to listen to what I say. It's like that one vine. Sleep. I don't know about sleep. It's summertime. Go to bed. Oh, she caught me. I will just fall asleep with the light on. Well, I am going to wake you up because I will start randomly yelling and ranting about random shit, so you might want to turn the volume down. Oh, speaking of, no one is asking, but I just want to say I just want to preface, in case anyone does ask, I will never in my life be doing a sleep stream. That just seems like a bad idea. I see what Big Puffer goes through with his sleep streams. No, thank you. We will not be doing that. The Rune Skiamore fandom will not be engaging, advocating, or promoting any sort of sleep stream. That and I don't know how to figure out media share. Maybe a subathon in the future if I'd figure out how that works, but that'd be like if we're already at like 500 consistent viewers. And then I might do a subathon as like, hey, let's hit 1,000 or whatnot. But my poor PC doesn't like streaming for more than 2.5 hours, so I don't think we'll have to like get to a membership tier first. We'll have to have YouTube members first, just to pay for my next PC, just to even think about doing a subathon or anything more than that. And then again, I don't even know what I would do for a subathon. I'm not a gaming channel. Or, you know, like, I know her name isn't Cinderella, but her YouTube name sounds similar enough to Cinderella. Like, whenever she and her buddies do a subathon, someone calls a SWAT team to their house? Like, bro. Guys, that's not... You don't do that to a person, because when you call a SWAT team to someone's house, those SWAT members will shoot to kill. They will shoot first, ask questions later. So when you're doing that too, it's like, oh, wouldn't it be funny? It's a funny prank to my favorite YouTuber. Fuck you! Fuck you and your mother. It's a terrible thing to do. I mean, and she was talking about in an interview how she literally has like full-blown PTSD because of it. Happened in Italy too. My goodness. Like, you don't have to be a genius to understand what that does. You're not like ding-dong ditching someone's house, which, I mean, still an asshole prank, but it's more harmless than, you know, like egging their house. Because that's a pain in the... You think, oh, egging, yeah, sure, whatever. No. Egg is actually really hard to clean up. From, like, house paint and whatnot. I'm calling about a bomb. Someone bomb squatted? Good God. you don't have to be intelligent to understand the ramifications of your actions, but also it just seems like you kind of do have to be a literal effing rocket scientist to understand that your actions have consequences. When will you learn? When will you learn? You frickin' fricks! You're gonna make me lose my marbles! I don't know where that kid is nowadays, but oh my goodness. When you get swatted yourself, XD. Anyone who calls a false alarm on like a bomb squad or falsely calls a SWAT team onto someone's house as like a prank, they should go to jail. I don't care if it was like if it was a 12-year-old or a 40-year-old. They should know better than to do that. They should spend time in jail. I don't care how long. They should just go to jail. And now, jail is not prison, but I think if you're like 12, spending like a night in jail, maybe, and like community service where you have to give presentations to your school and other schools in the country about the dangers of false reports and whatnot, that would be pretty good. But if you're like 40, if you're a fucking adult and you're pulling this shit, prison. Straight to prison with slippery soap. Straight to prison with a bar of soap. Because that is just unacceptable behavior. I mean, literally. Who thought that was a good... Who thought that was a good idea? That's why I use a VPN. Now, unless you're a hacker, good luck trying to find out where I live to call a SWAT team on me, fucker. But then again, I mean, I haven't doxed myself, thank God. But I I'm not shy about saying I live in Washington State. No, not Seattle. I live in rural Washington. That's not doxing. I don't really have a bush, so I'll put the nursery on this page, on this layer. Going back to the sleep stream thing, I know sleep stream doesn't mean I have to do exactly what Big Puffer does. But the other alternative is that you just live stream yourself sleeping, which I think is a terrible idea. I like the Big Puffer version where he tries to sleep and then then he has media share open, and his mods and viewers can pay money to have different videos played while he tries to sleep, and most of them are at max volume, kind of ear rapes. Which is funny to watch, but oh my god, if I did anything like that, so many people would get banned in one night. So many people would get banned in one night. Thank you for the $10 donation, but fuck you, you're not coming back here. Ignore the voice crack. was so funny. I don't remember who it was, but like a viewer last time was like, "Wait a minute, you're a 25-year-old woman?" Like, yeah, and I'm an adult. And they're like, "You sound like a boy. You sound like a teenage boy." And I'm just, what makes you say that? At least I know if someone needs a 14-year-old boy voice actor without actually hiring a 14-year-old boy, I'm your gal. Even though I can't really voice act to save my life. Even though I did audition for a voice acting position in a project here on YouTube, but that's the key to having an adventurous life. Just say yes to things. You're 17, I sound like a 27-year-old man. It's not as good as it sounds. Especially since a lot of 27-year-olds, like the Gen Z era, looks like they're in their 40s. It's just, it's not great how old we look and sound, even though I don't really sound my age. At least I don't think so. I also don't think I act my age either. I don't think I act like a 25-year-old, but at the same time, that's really hard to judge what a 25-year-old should act like, because everyone is different. Like, you know, different upbringings, different everything. So it's hard to say who should act like what. It's like, oh, you're mature for your age. Red flag, red flag. Especially if an older man says it to you as a woman, or if you're a young child and an older adult says, you're mature for your age. That's not the compliment you think it is. Now, I'm not saying every person who says that is fishing. But in some instances, they are. So just be mindful. Be mindful of the ways of the dark side. Color in this. What is this? A bird? Yeah, a bird. Psst. If you asked, I'm still awake, but almost asleep though. Well, it's not really any of my business if you stay up late. I mean, they say teenagers need more than 8 hours of sleep, even though school makes it impossible to do that. But I would function on 3 hours of sleep sometimes. Granted, I was grossly addicted to caffeine in my senior year, and still am now, so as long as you can still function, don't let society tell you how to live your life. Alright. One more. One more day. One day more. Time is just a social construct, man. They're just trying to beat you down and break your soul so you can't realize that they're just herding us like sheep into the machine, man. The great corporate machine. I'm not sure if I can make that joke anymore, given now that I know the origin, like who proprieted that ideology back in the 60s and 70s. But at the same time, sticking it to the man is like a large part of my personality, so I was like, I don't want to drop it because some cult asshole used it to gather followers for his sex cult, but at the same time, stick it to the man by using his words against him. You gotta stick it to the man, yo. But part of sticking it to the man is finding out who the real man is. Because everyone is just pawns, puppets to their own greed and human nature. Despite, popular misconception, I have never smoked before. Have never smoked pot. Despite what everyone tells you, I'm not a stoner. Sometimes I wish I was. They seem like they're having a better time than I am. But I do not partake of the cannabis. Even though it is legal where I live. That's a one-way ticket to Disownedville for me. Don't even dare start smoking. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna start smoking. My brain's fried enough as is, with video game lore and, yeah, my brain is fried enough with Five Nights at Freddy's lore and show tunes. I don't need any help from drugs to get burnt. Helps you sleep, huh? Well, that is where we differ here, buddy. I actually don't know what helps me sleep because for my entire life I'd always had trouble falling asleep. But then again, that's probably just the ADHD talking. I don't know why my throat is so sore. God dang. Alright, now time for shading and lighting. What kind of lighting are we dealing with here? Yellowish? Should try that. Stick it to the man. I'm still not exactly sure how lighting works. I'm gonna try soft light. I forgot to shade that whole last leg right there. I forgot. Sorry for the long silence. Was really locked in to the shading process. Because I'm very hit or miss when it comes to shading and lighting. Sometimes I am unparalleled. Like, it turns out really great. I like the way it looks. There's not a whole lot of need for adjustment. But some days, like maybe how this is turning out, I think there's room to improve. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna add lighting here. Actually, I'm gonna add it here. And then see how we feel. No, not that one. Okay, better. Better. I feel like there's something missing though, and I'm not sure what it is. Now, let me bring up the previous page. And see what's missing. It's the character shading. That's what it is. Soft light yellow. Instead of blue. Better. Better. Dialogue. Okay. This page is done. Full ass illustration, my guys. Because I don't know the difference between comics and illustration, apparently. You saw me working on Dreamwalkers a while back. I do not know the difference between comics and illustration. Comics are just illustrations with extra boxes. No, it's not. Don't listen to me. Although I do like how this all is turning out. Hold on, my Medibane is crashing. Stand by. Alright, let me get rid of that. Get rid of this. That's not how you spell thought, so I'm gonna have to fix that anyway. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to end it here because I need to sketch extra pages. 2 hours and 40 minutes. Not bad, I say. So, thank you all so much for watching. I try to stream every Tuesday, 11:30 Pacific Standard Time. This comic is being hosted and posted on my DeviantArt, which is linked in the description, every Monday and Wednesday. Yeah, you're a little late, CO. I'm just ending stream, but it will be live. I mean, this whole video will be up on my channel as soon as I end stream-ish. And I do stream every Tuesdays, 11:30 Pacific Standard Time, so if you're late, it's fine. New video may or may not be posted this Thursday. If not, don't hold your breath, because I mean, it takes me a while to work on videos. So, I will get on with that. And with this, and I will, see you next week. Bye!